A wise man once said, "You are who you are, player. You are who you are, player." And right now, we are shit. We are absolutely shit. Chelsea won, Brighton 3. Another defeat, another sending off, another performance that was underwhelming. More issues. Actually, not even more issues. Same old issues. Same issues that we suffered last year. The same issues that we suffered the year before. And we are reaping what we sow. And when I say that, I'm not talking about the manager. I'm talking exactly about the sporting directors, the board, for putting us in this situation. Look, I'm not one of those people that are Clear Lake out, all that nonsense, protests and things like that. But it is quite evident to me that their strategy, a risky strategy, will not pay off, will not get us, and when I say us, I'm talking about Chelsea Football Club, to the heights that we once were and the heights that we need to go to. But let's get into it. So it's a tale of two halves. First half, phenomenal. Lineup was good. We had Sanchez in goal, Reese at right back. Right side center back was Trev. Left sided center back was Hato, so he came in. Left back Cucurella. Midfield three of Enzo, Caicedo, Santos. Up top, Neto on the left, João Pedro through the middle, and Esteval through the right. And first half, we were really good. And you could probably say that we deserved to be up more, but nothing is given in this game. Nothing's given in life. We had multiple opportunities to take an early lead, 3 or 4 chances, maybe 3 fell to Esteval, and he either took the wrong touch or took the wrong decision, took a heavy touch, shot ended up getting blocked, and the opportunities just wasted. And like I said, we had the majority of possession. We were controlling it defensively. We were fantastic in that first half. We did not give up a single shot on target. I cannot remember them even threatening our goal, troubling us. The defensive setup was sound. Fullbacks were fantastic defensively. Reece James, incredible. Cucurella, incredible, to the point where they were moving their most dangerous winger around, Minte, just to see if he could get some joy out of the other side, which he didn't. Matoma, I didn't even realize he was playing for 25 minutes until he drew a foul, 25, 30 minutes, because, yes, everything down the Brighton attack was coming down that right side with Minte at that time, but he was just anonymous. Their center forward, Ruder, anonymous in that first half. Baliba, I thought, was poor in that first half. We were bullying him. He was losing possession. And we were just really good, good in transitions, good in defensive responsibilities. If Reese or Cucurella needed help doubling up on one of their wingers, particularly Minte, the cover was there from Neto, cover was there from Esteval. Sometimes the center back would shade a little bit. And things were going smooth. And second half comes. Once again, we give gifts, and we are the architect of our own downfall. We are so good at being the architect of our own downfall, we could build a new fucking stadium, demolish Stamford Bridge, and just build it with the gifts and the bozo moments that we put on display week in and week out from players that are not good enough. We said this in the summer, or at least I said this in the summer, and some other content creators said this in the summer. But we were told that No, it was a 7 or 8 out of 10 window because we made 300 million in sales. You know why we made so much money in sales? Because we had so much dead weight. You know why we had so much dead weight? Because the sporting directors and the board and the ownership was going around buying players that no managers wanted, buying players that didn't fit the squad, didn't fit the ethos of what we are trying to do, and just to be honest with you, just aren't good enough. And yes, we sold them on for good fees. We made profit off of them on the books because of shady FFP rules and PSR rules and all that stuff, where amortization and all that other bullshit that football has turned us into makes us be financial football accountants. No, less of that, man. I don't want to hear any of that stuff. I want to see the product on the pitch improve. I want to see the starting 11 improve. And we didn't do enough. And it showed its case again today. And yes, we've been unfortunate with injuries, right? Levi Colwell going down, Tosin with his calf, Fofana being out today because Jorgensen punched him in the head on Tuesday versus Lincoln. But once again, mistakes. Santos with a little bit of a loose pass around the 50th minute, and it is intercepted by, I think it's Reuter. Reuter is bearing down on our goal, and Trevor Chalobah again. Use your brain. Use your brain. There are instances in this game where, just like against Manchester United with Sanchez, where you have to think about the game in its totality and the fact that sometimes giving up a goal is worth it if that means you staying on the pitch. And what does Trevor Chalobah do? He puts in a terrible challenge, and he is deservedly. I don't want to hear anybody say it was harsh red or anything like that. It was the minute that Ritter went down, or whoever it was that was the Brighton attacker, it was evident, clear as day, that was going to be a red card. They send the referee over, or the official over, to the monitor, and you know what that is. If that's a call that was not given on the pitch during live action, and they go to the monitor, you know that they're going to overrule the decision. So yes, it's a formality and it's a pain, but it was the correct call. It was the correct call. Maybe in that particular instance, it's better if you give up the penalty and it's not double jeopardy. But either way, Trevor Chalobah once again proving that up here, he doesn't have it. He does not have the mentality. He does not have the I don't want to say the brains, because that's a little bit harsh, but he's not a starting center back for a team that's got aspirations to go out there and do things. Squad player, sure, comes in a cup match, absolutely. The odd Premier League match here and there, but starting week in and week out, you will get performances like that. Tosin starting week in and week out, you will get moments of madness. Wesley Fofana starting week in and week out, one, it will never happen because he can never stay fit. You will have moments of madness. Badia Shield, moments of madness. Josh Achimpong, moments of madness. And yes, we'll talk about Josh, but with him, you can forgive it a little bit because he's young. But at the same time, once you're out there, I don't care how old you are. There's no mistakes. There's no excuses in this particular game. There were a lot of fans saying he's our best center back. He's our best center back. And I argued with a lot of them. And look, this is not me not rating Josh. This is me just being realistic and saying Josh Achimpong is not of the level to be a week in and week starter for Chelsea Football Club. He needs to play in matches, cup matches, and he would have played against Lincoln if he hadn't been sick. He needs to play in the odd dead rubber Champions League match and things like that. Maybe come on as a sub. But as a center back, all of his issues today were exposed and taken care of, whether that be carrying the ball forward too much, which you cannot do from a central center back position. You get dispossessed there, and they are right onto your defense, because there's no cover behind other than one single center back. And maybe if there's a fullback hanging back, if the other fullback is not pushed high up, high and wide, which a lot of times they were today, because we needed that overlapping threat with Reece James, who was fantastic. We needed that with Cucurella, who to provide width for Neto or Esteval, whoever was on that left, so that they can have the opportunity to go 1v1 and drag that extra defender out. So just not good enough. And look, down to 10 men, completely changed the game as expected. A team like Brighton, good players, good manager. We're all on us. all on us. And I've seen people saying the subs weren't good. He took off one attacker. He took off Esteval. He brought on a center back. Brought on Josh. Later takes off Hato and brings on another defender or another attacker. Moves Reece James into the right back. Brings Gusto on. The subs were fine, in my opinion. Were fine. I've seen people saying they wanted an attacking sub. Who are your attacking options on the bench? Garnacho and Gittins and Mark Guiwi? That's 3 20, 21-year-olds. Are you telling me that that's going to make the difference? Yes, people are going to say, well, at least it shows attacking impetus and attacking intent. Does that not necessarily mean, does that mean that they're going to come on and just smash it? What have you seen so far from any of those guys in a Chelsea shirt to say that they're going to immediately come on and make an impact? And yes, I know Garnacho and Gittins just walked through the door, but we've seen the track record with Garnacho, and Gittins is a young player that should have never been thrust into the spotlight. He should have been number 2 behind experienced left winger, a Lookman type, a Rafael Leao type, even like a Xavi Simons, who's not really even a left winger, but he should be, again, the odd cup match here, coming on late to run at folks and things like that. But instead, the options are extremely limited, and Maresca doesn't trust the side, and rightfully so. He sees these guys week in, week out in practice or in training, and we got folks in the fan base in certain sections saying we think that these players are better than what they are, and they should be playing, and they should be deserving to get a shot. Look, maybe deserving to get a shot, but there's nothing that I've seen from a lot of our players this season that gives me the confidence to believe that they would have come on today and changed that game. And yes, you bring on an extra attacker there, maybe the game gets 4-5-1 and we get opened up left and right. So look, we brought on Lavia. We brought on Badia Shield maybe to get him some minutes because we got a lot of matches coming up. We've got Benfica midweek. We've got Liverpool on the weekend. We need to figure it out fast, because once we face a little bit of adversity, shit hits the fan, and we do not have the likes of Cole Palmer to bail us out. We can't keep on counting on Caicedo week in and week out to clean up all the messes, put out all the fires. He's not a fireman. He's a midfielder that needs help. He needs Lavia. He needs Enzo, who I thought Enzo today had a pretty decent game. Got the goal for us in the first half. Nice header. I thought he was pretty good with his passing. I thought he was pretty good at winning duels, especially in that first half. So, I've seen people crash it out on Enzo. Today's not the game to crash it out on Enzo. Today's the game to crash it out on the likes of Trev, who put us in the situation, Malo Gusto, who came on and was just absolutely awful. The second that he came on and they originally put him at right wing back, and then he's killing attacks. He's got a free run on goal, and yes, he might get caught, but he chops it back to recycle possession. Then he gets moved to right back when Reece James goes to center back, and he is getting just cooked by Minte. Minte is just sending in cross after cross. We're having to deal with Danny Welbeck in the box, and we know what Danny Welbeck's about when he gets in there against Chelsea. So, look, there's players in this team that their characteristics, their resume, their true character shows, and it all signs point to them not being good enough. I don't care if they're established internationals. I don't care if they are fan favorites. The likes of Trev, not good enough. The likes of Malo Gusto, not good enough. The likes of Robert Sanchez, who was pretty poor today too, not good enough. His decision-making was poor. His kicking was poor. There was one time in the first half where he had on his left foot, a little bit of pressure coming at him, and he kicks it on the ground directly to another player in the box or right outside the 18. And luckily, it was a little bit of a heavy touch because Sanchez pinged it right at him, and he probably wasn't expecting a goalkeeper at this level to be so ass with his feet. But we know that positionally, he's terrible. He's slow to come out, to claim balls. He's indecisive. He doesn't know which way to go. Even on the red card with Trev, you could say that a keeper with better positioning, a keeper with more confidence, or a keeper with better decision making, is off his line quick, is closing down the angle, is getting out there. But who knows with him? He might have easily went out there and got another red card and got sent off, and then we would have had to see bum ass Jorgensen again, who's also equally awful. So look, to me, it all goes back to the summer, right? It goes back to, did we strengthen the squad? Did we improve the first team? People talk about depth and depth options, and yes, we got Hato, and I thought Hato was fairly decent today. And he got subbed, but I think he got subbed because Maresca knows that we're going to need him. But it goes down to me, you don't buy pieces to be backups. You buy players that can challenge your starting 11, and if they're good enough to make people in your starting 11 go to the bench, then that means you have starting level quality on your bench, and we don't have that. We do not have that. We had Mark Dewey on the bench. We had Garnacho on the bench. We have Gittins on the bench. We have Badia Shield on the bench today. The only player that really came on that you could say is somebody that could start week in and week out if fit is Romeo Lavia. But you can't count on him. But hopefully, he turns the corner with his injury history, because we're going to need him, because we need somebody like him who can pick up the ball off the back line, beat a defender, take somebody out with a dribble here and there, and then get it to where it needs to go so that the attacking players can have the impetus. But again, it's crisis settings already. We're not even into October, and we are already feeling the brunt of fixture congestion, injuries. Who knows what João Pedro's dealing with? Heard he only trained once this week. Trying to keep players like Reece James fit, whose track history is working against them. So, look, there's a lot of questions to be asked. There's a lot that we've got to get right, and we got to get it right pretty quickly, because you can kiss the title race goodbye. You can kiss the Champions League run goodbye. Right now, it is domestic cup, top 5. We are right back where we were last year. And if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And we are regressing instead of progressing. But we'll see. Benfica midweek, Liverpool on the weekend. It's Jose Mourinho's homecoming. We've got to, it's a must win. It's a must win 3 points. I haven't seen too much of Benfica other than them getting slapped up in their first Champions League game. But we'll be here. Maybe hop on and watch along. Get our post-match review, maybe a preview and things like that. But let me know what your thoughts about this one, Mar. Disappointing again, upset again. Maybe I should be getting used to it. But you know what? I will never get used to Chelsea Football Club losing matches. So leave a like, hit that subscribe, turn those notifications on. Let me know what you think. Peace.